The story begins in a small, isolated village surrounded by an eerie swamp. The villagers whisper about a cursed spirit, the swamp Wraith, said to haunt the marshlands. The legend claims the Wraith was once a betrayed woman who drowned in the swamp centuries ago. Now she preys on anyone who dares enter her territory after dark. A group of skeptical teenagers decides to explore the swamp one night, despite the warnings. Armed with flashlights and a sense of bravado, they laugh off the stories. Among them, Sarah, the protagonist, feels uneasy but doesn't want to back out. They walk past a sign reading "Beware, swamp is cursed" as they enter the marshlands. As they venture deeper into the swamp, the fog thickens and strange noises surround them. Rustling leaves, faint sobbing, and whispers that seem to come from all directions. Their flashlights flicker as shadows dart between the trees. One of the teens, Mark, swears he saw a figure watching them. They come across an abandoned shack in the heart of the swamp. Inside, they find eerie carvings on the walls, depicting a skeletal figure dragging people into the water. A tattered journal reveals the story of the swamp Wraith and warns against staying after midnight. Suddenly, a ghostly voice whispers, "Leave. Now." Ignoring the warning, the group continues exploring. As the clock strikes midnight, Mark is lured away by the sound of a crying woman. The others hear a scream and rush to find him, only to see his flashlight sinking into the murky water, bubbles rising to the surface. The group panics and tries to leave, but the swamp seems alive, pulling them deeper into its labyrinth. The Wraith appears, a pale, ghostly figure with hollow eyes and tangled hair dripping with swamp water. Her skeletal hand points at them, and the whispers grow into a deafening roar. The group splits up in their panic. Sarah and another teen, Jake, stumble upon a stone altar with offerings, coins, jewelry, and rotted flowers. The Wraith's whispers grow louder, accusing them of trespassing. Jake is grabbed by shadowy hands emerging from the water, screaming as he's dragged under. Sarah discovers an ancient charm hanging from the altar. The journal hinted that it might appease the Wraith, but as she grabs it, the swamp begins to quake. The Wraith's full form materializes, screaming in fury. The charm glows, and for a moment, the Wraith hesitates. Sarah pleads with the Wraith, promising to honor her memory if she lets her go. The Wraith calms momentarily but warns that the swamp will never forgive intruders. The charm shatters, and the swamp begins to pull Sarah down. At the last moment, she escapes onto dry land, but the whispers follow her. Back in the village, Sarah is the only survivor. She tries to warn others about the swamp, but the whispers haunt her day and night. The final scene shows her looking out her window one foggy night, only to see the Wraith standing at the edge of the village, waiting.